We are so very proud of you. For us, this is the ultimate rite of passage. Take us back to 8,000 years. There was only one race 8,000 years ago, and that race was a race of people that look very much like you. And since the beginning of times, whenever you grow up and cross and achieve and cross into adulthood, we always came together to celebrate you and to thank the Lord, our ancestors, and to pray for the doors to open up for you. We are so very proud of you. We are walking on the soil on which, I guess, 8,000 years ago, people that look like you walked on this soil. We are here because they were here. And we are achieving because they achieved. And so we cannot move forward without looking back, thankfully, to those that walked on this soil before us. As I said earlier, there was only one race. When you count back 8,000 years ago, there was only one race. And that race was made up of people that look very much like you. The variation that you have in humanity today does not come from geography, it does not come from biology. It comes from geography. The physical changes, white, black, that's geography, it's not biology. Biology defines all of us as one. And the African is the beginning of humankind, the cradle of civilization. Whether you're from Sweden, Sudan, South Africa, or Norway, we all belong to one heritage. And that heritage is traced back to Mother Africa. And it is that Mother Africa that we're here to thank, to celebrate, and to give honor to for the achievements that you've achieved here. Today, when we celebrate, we are celebrating to the Almighty God, the one and only Creator, who was the beginning and will be the end. If this were at a Catholic university, this ceremony would be performed by a Catholic priest. If this were at a Jewish ceremony, it would be performed by a Jewish rabbi. Now, we are in a multicultural environment, a multicultural university, and so we are here to celebrate our multicultural makeup. So we are thankful, and we are here to say our forefathers, foremothers, who went before us, thank you for guiding us, for being with us. We pour this in memory of them, our Mother Lucy, our Father Adam. We are so thankful, and we pray that you continue to open up the doors for this young generation, make them achieve greater things, make them cross higher heights, and make them come back to UMass Dartmouth 10, 20, 30 years from now to pay homage to the institution that brought them into greatness. Thank you, congratulations, and keep up rising, keep up soaring.
centers the spirit of resistance in our cultures. Thank you to the UMass Dartmouth Gospel Choir, Miss Wood Lavage, Doriana Rennis, and Robert Hamilton, and the Unique Sound Band. Thank you to Royal Hartigan and the other amazing drummers for opening the celebration as we walked in. And thank you to our elder, Dr. John Benjamin, for centering us historically and for centering this celebration, and for reminding us, congruent to our tradition, that we must honor those who came before us and sacrifice for us so we can be here. I want to thank the Chancellor, Mark Fuller, and members of his cabinet, and volunteers, Deputy Chancellor and Interim Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, and our guests, including the much loved and now retired Cynthia Cummings. This celebration the community has organized for you. Now, we know that it is your persistence that has brought you here, but we also know it is also support, community, and love that got you here. Please give your parents, friends, and loved ones, and the faculty and staff who have supported you a round of applause. Master drummers, please recognize the parents, loved ones, supporters, and graduates. Ancestral home of the Wampanoag tribes, including the Mashpee, the Nauset, the Nantucket, the Penacook, the Pokanoket, the Pocasset, the Seekonke, and other indigenous nations of Southwest Massachusetts. This is the land upon which we stand. We want to recognize that. Without them, we would not have access to this gathering and to this dialogue and to this celebration. We want to take this opportunity to also honor them and to remember that we are caretakers of this land upon which they bled. Now, it is with great pleasure that I introduce Chancellor Mark Fuller. Dr. Mark Fuller was appointed Interim Chancellor at UMass Dartmouth on January 19, 2001. And as a first-generation college student, Dr. Fuller is a passionate advocate for public education. He understands the challenges of balancing work and school. I've had the pleasure of listening to him on a few occasions. And I want to tell you that his love for and commitment to students are the first thing you'll notice in his discourse. And I've been in meetings where it counts, and I can tell you this has been his focus. He's committed to creating a supportive and inclusive environment for all students. So please help me welcome Dr. Mark.
Technology on something like this. I'd like to go off script just for a moment and say that I'm connected with a lot of students via my Instagram account. And I was checking the feed this morning, and there was a posting from a student on a sign outside of a restaurant. It's a true story. And the sign said, "What's on the menu for today?" And the sign scratched in chalk across it said, "No plexiglass." So welcome to a face-to-face environment. It's great to see all of you here. I'm excited that we're able to gather together. So welcome, family, friends, and faculty. Most importantly, welcome to our amazing graduates. I'm so excited to be with you today for a celebration of strength and resilience, passion, and persistence. And while we've made the most of a year of Zoom meetings and virtual ceremonies, I can't tell you how wonderful it feels to be with you in person. The achievements of all the ALANA students here today are too great, too impressive, too inspiring to be sufficiently celebrated on the screen of a laptop or an iPad. Graduates, it's wonderful to see so many of those people who supported you through your journey here to celebrate your achievements today. And I'd like all of us, as Mo led the way, to take a moment to thank all your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings, classmates, professors, and mentors with a big round of applause. In my commencement remarks next week, resilience is a focus. Your resilience as members of the classes of 2020 and 2021 to persist in pursuing your education against the backdrop of a global pandemic and nationwide calls for racial justice is inspiring. You continued striving towards your goals in a time of great uncertainty and achieved this important milestone through your resourcefulness, grit, and determination. That's the lead story of the last 2 years. But it is only one story. There are so many others. Stories of personal hardships, of triumphs, stories of challenges overcome and goals met, stories of the people, the family members, friends, and communities who lifted you up when you needed it most. It's not lost on me that many of you have overcome tremendous obstacles on your journey to this moment. So as you begin your next chapter, as part of the workforce, as an entrepreneur, or as a graduate student, please know that UMass Dartmouth is better and stronger because you are a part of our community. So thank you. Thank you for fighting for a better campus and a better world. Thank you for leading by example. Thank you for your spirit of advocacy, activism, courage, and leadership. And thank you for allowing UMass Dartmouth to be a part of your story. And I want you to know that UMass Dartmouth stories, your truth will be remembered. Your stories will be shared, learned from, and amplified. So as you join the ranks of our alumni, I hope you'll stay engaged in the life of the university and make time to mentor the students who are coming after you to help them on their way, just as they have helped you. Your story has only just begun. There are many chapters yet to write, but I'm confident it's going to be a great one. My heartiest congratulations to the graduates. Way to go.
The class of 2020 has selected Elan's Chancellors as their speaker. Class of 2020 has selected Elan Chancellors as their speaker. And I think it is a testament of her many contributions to her class and the campus. Elan is a graduate of the Charlton College of Business with a Bachelor's of Science in Marketing and a minor in Management. She served as President and Secretary of House of Deliberations, Student Representative for Black History for Citizens Council, and an SGA Senator. She worked as the annual Giving Assistant for Institutional Advancement, and spent 3 years as a resident assistant and orientation leader. Elan has worked in the local community as one of the previous education committee members of the NAACP New Bedford branch. She assisted in the financial outreach needed to execute our annual social justice trips. Elan was an integral member in the most recent student-led movement core, which advocated for financial support for affinity organizations representing students of color. Elan is the current Psi AmeriCorps Volunteer Outreach Coordinator, serving the Leduc Center for Civic Engagement, and led the planning and execution of the annual MLK Civic Leadership Summit this past January. She is now a certified teacher of English as a foreign language with a specialty in teaching English online. Elan will finish out her contract with Psi AmeriCorps this summer and will begin teaching English as a second language, and her aspirations is to teach internationally. Please help me welcome the one and only Elan Sanchez.
Can y'all hear me? Okay, beautiful. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. It's so nice to see your faces. It's been a long year, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, like, we know it, but I'm so thankful and so grateful to be here. And first, I would like to thank my classmates for nominating me today to be your speaker. I'm honored to have this opportunity. It means a great deal to me. I am forever grateful and humbled to be one of your speakers on this very special day. Welcome, friends, family, and loved ones. Thank you to everyone for being here today to celebrate the graduating class of 2020 and 2021. Yes, come on, don't be shy, y'all. I think it's safe to say that this has been a unique end to our journeys here for all of us, through the lockdowns and restrictions, finishing our degrees online, and saying goodbye to life as we knew it so abruptly. We persevered and made it here. There has never, ever been an ALANA graduation like this before. I want to thank those that were able to make this event possible. First, I would like to thank God for bringing us here today. It truly is a miracle, and He deserves all the glory. A big thank you to the Frederick Douglass Unity House for being our home away from home. Yeah. The lasting memories and being the best damn thing at UMass Dartmouth. You know. Thank you to the Black History Four Seasons Council for working behind the scenes and to support students in their efforts in ensuring that we would be able to receive our recognition in person. We're thrilled to finally be here. I would also like us to be mindful, honor, and pay homage to our Native American brothers and sisters whose grounds this school was built upon. Personally, I would like to thank my family. Thank you, Mommy and Papi, for your endless support, and especially for buying me Domino's when campus food just was not doing it. Thank you to my home skillet biscuit, Terry Ann, for never giving up on me. And thank you to my amazing partner, Amanda, for always believing in me and making sure my crown never falls. A quick shout out to those that have helped me along the way and have given me a chance to let my light shine. Thank you, Dr. Hall, David Gomes, Mrs. Peggy, Mama Shelley, the omelet station people, Rose for her warm cookies, and everyone that has supported me, even at least a little, during my time here. This has been a hard year. It's taken a lot from us and out of us. 2 months ago, I lost my grandfather, and 2 days ago, I lost my grandmother. My grandparents lived to see 80+ years of life. They got to see their children grow up, and even the grandchildren grow up. They never missed a birthday, and always made sure their love and support were known to everyone. And they always kept my parents in check when their voice just got a little too high for me. I would like to dedicate my speech to them. I know they're looking down and they're proud of their granddaughter. For some of us, as we look into the crowd, we see some missing faces. Faces we wish could be here to share this special moment with. I would like us all to take a moment of silence for those that we wish could be here with us today, and for those that we've lost throughout this year. Thank you all. Good. These last 365+ days have reminded us how important community is and why we need it. As you embark on your new journeys, some of you will become doctors, some of you lawyers, CEOs, nurses, educators, politicians, and some of your jobs might not even exist yet. Whatever field you end up in, never forget this historic quote by Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman elected to Congress. She said, "If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring in a folding chair." I know many of you are going to go out into this world and make your own tables. I want you to remember that the goal is not to have your own table, but to have a united table. Each one, teach one. Each one, teach one is an African proverb that originated in the US during slavery. Because slaves were seen as chattel and therefore denied an education, when one slave learned to read or write, it became their duty to teach someone else. Everyone in this room with this stole on has a duty to uplift, a duty to help, a duty to break every chain, a duty to fight for the collective progression forward. We can all win. We don't need to compete with each other. A win for you is a win for me and vice versa. When someone wins, they create a blueprint and a pathway that is clear for you to go on. If this year has taught us anything, it's that there's power in community. Each one of us in this room has overcome statistics set before us by a system that we didn't even create. We're not meant to fade into the background. We shine too damn bright for that. So let that light shine, baby. I know everyone says this, but y'all, we really made it. Our generation has gone down in history. We proved how resilient we are, how unique we are, and how resolute we are. It's not gonna be easy to fill our shoes. And so, if you forget everything I've said today, then I ask you to just remember one thing. History is being made every day. Be the person that you want to read about in history books. Stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for what is good. Stand up for truth, and stand up for justice. Graduates, give yourselves the applause because you earned this moment. You deserve this moment. Make sure today that you take a moment and you look at yourselves in the mirror, and in the great words of Snoop Dogg, say, "I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work, and I want to thank me for never quitting." Shout out to COVID class. We truly are cut from a different cloth. Thank you for your time. Go forth and conquer.
Thank you, Elaine. Indeed, go forth and conquer. The class of 2021 has selected Isabel Joseph as their speaker. Now, we've all watched Isabel in action, and her role helping us navigate difficult conversations at Shake the Ship has been remarkable. Isabel is receiving her Bachelor's of Arts in Health and Society with a minor in Women and Gender Studies. She served in the Student Government Association all 4 years as a senator for the class of 2021. Senator for the College of Art and Sciences, and in her senior year, served on the SGAE board as the corresponding secretary and public relations chair. She was also the secretary for the class of 2021 all 4 years. As if that wasn't enough, Isabel also joined the live and uncut step team.
That's right! Go teammate! It's a teammate!
Eventually leading them as their president, and was on the orientation staff as both an orientation leader and an orientation coordinator. Prior to the start of the pandemic, Isabel was a peer health educator and a resident assistant. Although no longer living on campus due to COVID, Isabel continued in her leadership positions as a program assistant for the Frederick Douglass Unity House and a vote captain for UMass D 2020 Voter Coalition to promote and increase voting among students. So Biden has her to thank for. She also co-founded Stemming While Black with her 3 friends, Doriana Rennis, Jennifer Osafo, and Valentina Luma. Isabel has interned at the New Bedford Department of Community Service as a local consumer program contractor, where she is currently now temporarily employed. She plans on working in public health and going back to school to pursue a master's in public health. Please help me welcome Isabel Joseph.
As Elaine already mentioned, I am very thankful to those of you that nominated me as the speaker for the class of 2021. It's truly an honor to be standing before you today. It is so nice to see you all after an entire year. And I honestly never thought these words would come out of my mouth so soon after fulfilling my graduation requirements. But I'm actually excited to be back on campus today. We've waited for this moment for so long, but I don't think any of us would have imagined that the classes of 2020 and 2021 would come together to celebrate their big day. Nevertheless, I am pleased that the class of 2020 finally got to rejoice in their accomplishments with us. So much has happened since the start of this pandemic. How did we go from spring break for 2 weeks to many of us not seeing campus again until today? This is personally my first time stepping foot on this campus since March 6th of 2020. I never thought COVID-19 would drag out for this long, but I'm so happy to see that outside is opening back up again. I want you all to take this moment with me. To close your eyes and think about where you were at the start of this pandemic. I see some of your eyes are still open. You better close them. Think about the thoughts you had running through your mind. Your fears, your worries, the questions that lingered. We all had to make adjustments, whether that was taking on added responsibilities, such as paying bills at home, becoming the caretaker of your families, and unfortunately, even losing loved ones to COVID. We had to adapt to a new reality, from learning to sign in on Zoom in time to class, to being forced to move back into a crowded home where you're just bound to get distracted from doing your schoolwork. Now, open your eyes and look at how far you've come. Can you give yourself a hand for that? Look at how far you've come. You're sitting at ALANA graduation and preparing yourself to walk at your well-deserved commencement ceremony. In addition to relishing your other wins, after all that has taken place. We were forced to see violence against our people, hatred by those determined to undermine us, on top of the amplified challenges this pandemic brought us. But here we are. You overcame aspects of life you never could have even imagined encountering. You've defeated obstacles where some people would have already given up. And you are one of 2 classes that can say you graduated in the midst of a pandemic. You made a way when it felt like there was no way. Last month, I had the pleasure of watching Dr. Laysel Hall's commencement exercise virtually as he crossed the stage, earning his PhD in humanity. Wait, there's more to that. With a dual concentration in African American studies and political science from the Clark Atlanta University. Thank you for giving Dr. Hall a round of applause. He deserves it. While listening to the speeches, I learned that one of Clark Atlanta University's mottos is, "I'll find a way or make one." And I think this statement deeply correlates with the predicament we have been in. In times of uncertainties, we were tested and found a way to proceed with our academics despite the individual circumstances we had to undergo. As Black people and people of color, we have found a way to earn a higher education when this world has countless traps to hinder people like us from pursuing one. We have found a way in a world that loves to capitalize on Black pain, but rarely broadcasts Black triumphs. The best part about our achievements is that this is only the beginning of us making a way. The classes of 2020 and 2021 combined are breaking through the glass ceiling with every major victory they obtained. Those of you who are first generation students, raise your hand if you're a first generation student. Okay, I see y'all. Those who have started their own business and breaking generational curses. Those who are first to attain a role that no other Black person or person of color has. And those of you who will be creating new opportunities for those after you have already started cracking the Black ceiling. Allow your wisdom to guide you into completely shattering those ceilings. Do not let adversities define you, but rather let them motivate you to do bigger and better than you could have dreamt. Don't let those big dreams scare you, as you are never alone on your path to greatness. Remember to thank those who have been with you throughout your journey at UMass Dartmouth. Your parents who placed you on this earth. Give it up for your parents. Thank you, Mommy and Papi, who are watching me on live right now. Your friends who were there pulling all-nighters with you during finals. Shout out to Dory, Alex, Val, Jen, Christine, and all my other friends that have become family. Your family and the different roles they took in your success. Like Pa and Soso. He's here somewhere. Oh, there he goes. I love you. My uncle who would drive me back and forth to UMD during my freshman year. Your professors who watched you academically progress. Thanks for passing me, Professor Klimt, Professor Lair. Your beloved mentors. Thank you, Dr. Hall. Mama Shelley, she's somewhere too. Oh, there she goes. And of course, Attorney David. And of course, those who may not have physically been there with you, but never failed to encourage and motivate you. This past year and a half has taught us that we can overcome whatever obstacle we face. It has made clear to us that having a solid support system matters, and that we can make our way out of no way. So, I ask that you never forget to keep loving those who have shown you love, and to use your knowledge to create those paths to make ways for those following you. Onward and upward. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. Onward and upward. Can Miss Donna Moore and Dr. Lisa Hall please join me? Recognizes students who promote leadership, involvement, and success. Recognizing the potential for growth and learning in all facets of their own lives, these students have demonstrated what it is to lead, support, and influence others. We are recognizing these leaders today because they have shown a commitment to further diversity and inclusion on our campus. Thank you. I forgot that I was short. These students have used their time, energy, and voices to advocate for justice, inclusion, and equity. Each one has taken the opportunity to learn, to create spaces for others to learn, and for others to be challenged, to be better, to do better. Today we celebrate an end of to their time as undergraduate here at UMass Dartmouth. Yet for these leaders, we know unequivocally that it is just the beginning of many accomplishments to come, and we expect them to continue to be involved with us as a community.
Okay, so as I say your name, please stand to be recognized. Class of 2020, Amy Boateng. Daria Davis Fleming. Josh Esquivel. Afua Fabil. Ashley Francis. Adriana Jean Lewis. Iratilua Johnson. Akayla Newton. Harrington Jean Pierre. Ann Melissa Pagnon. Emily Ramigo Vasquez. Sarah Shelton. And Thomas St. Victor. So the class of 2021, Fashel Sherry, Shamika Oresme, Linford Harris, Chauncey Williams, and Mavis Dobang. And we appreciate all of you.
Now I will give out, good afternoon everyone, the FUH Diversity and Service Awards. Please stand and be recognized. Class of 2020, Lindsay Alcindor, Theodora Babley, Clifford Bardot, Shania Bronson, Kiana Burke, Janaea Sharpenter, Amanda Delva, Maze Diaz, Betty Elias, Jasmine Jimenez, Tanya Lewis, Nina Wynn, Larry Ork, Diana Rickards, Dr. Latoya Robertson, Tayaba Tariq, Kripathapa, and Kari Vertis. For the class of 21, Anika Clark, Amina Dua, Cashel Johnson-Lewis, Jasmine Kelly, Amina Khatib, Jeffrey Scott Hans-Hansen, Ren Holland, Grace Mungai, Mary Opie, Jennifer Safa, Doriana Rennes, Toby Roberts, Ruby Rosario, Yvonne Tima, Pedro Valsin, Jonathan Valerio, Enoch Adelaide, and Ruth Lavash. For leadership and community engagement in the Social Justice Award. This award is given to students and recognition of the students' exemplary work to strengthen the UMass Dartmouth community. For this, the class of 2020, it goes to Amy Boateng, Elaine Sanchez, Samir Dolan. For the class of 21, it goes to Linford Harris, Isabel Joseph, and Amana Khatib. As well as Abdul Najib and Tayyaba Tariq. Visionary Leadership and Community Engagement and Social Justice Award. In recognition of your innovative and engaging leadership that has positively affected the community and encouraged others to achieve excellence. For the class of 2020, it goes to Amanda Kufo and Melissa Pognon and Eric James. And for the class of 2021, it goes to Elizabeth Anasakis and Pearl Dorothy McCarthy.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. Visionary Leadership in Allyship and Social Justice Award. Social justice allies are members of a majority identity group who support ALANA populations and actively combat systems of inequity and oppression on our campus. The recipient of this award this year is widely recognized by her peers and faculty and staff in her consistent and persistent advocacy and her willingness to stand in the fray on the side of justice and inclusion. Although she was already selected for this award, the Frederick Douglass Unity House received many nominations from her peers and much insistence that she should be the recipient of this award. Liz Anososkas, please stand up. We are happy to honor her with this award. Now, the musical selection.
How's everybody doing today? Can you hear me out there? I want to wish you guys good luck on your journey. Dedicate this song to you as you go on and continue and commence on and reach your higher ground. So from us, we hope you reach your higher ground. Thank you. Y'all know this song. Say people keep on learning. A soldier keep on worrying. War keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. Powers keep on sleeping, while people keep on believing. Oh, keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. See, I'm so glad you let me try it again. 'Cause the last time I reached the world of sin. But I'm so glad now I know more than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying until I reach my highest ground. No one's gonna break me down till I reach my highest ground. See, powers keep on, sleepers just start sleeping. Keep on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. No, no. See, I'm so glad we try it again. That I know more than I knew then. 'Cause the last time I reached the whole world of sin. I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna reach my highest ground. No one's gonna bring me down till I reach my highest ground. Till I reach my highest ground. And said no one's gonna bring me down.
Good afternoon and welcome. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Good afternoon. My name is David Gomes, and I am the university's Chief Diversity Officer. Along with Mrs. Peggy Dias, Executive Director for IT Service Assurance with the Department of Computing and Information Technology Services, I am honored to serve as co-advisor to UMass Dartmouth's chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. The NAACP is the oldest, largest, and most widely recognized grassroots civil rights organization within the United States. Seeing need to address concerns related to social justice and the marginalization of historically disenfranchised groups on campus, as well as on the local, regional, and national levels, in 2017, a group of concerned UMass Dartmouth students and their supporters actually secured a charter for the establishment of a college chapter, making our university the first active NAACP college chapter in the New England area. Since the establishment of the UMass Dartmouth NAACP college chapter, our students have successfully run voter registration and education drives, sponsored workshops on labor organizing and civil rights advocacy, attended rallies, including the March for Our Lives rally against gun violence, and participated with other student-led initiatives which call for the just and equitable treatment of all, particularly those in the BIPOC community. We have seen that in today's political climate, there's still a great need for the NAACP and other organizations that protect the civil and human rights of the disenfranchised. At this time, we'd like to recognize and honor the members of the UMass Dartmouth NAACP college chapter by presenting them with a token of our appreciation for their dedication and hard work in supporting the NAACP's mission of ensuring the political, educational, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons and eliminating racial hatred and racial discrimination. From the class of 2020, we'd like to honor the following students. Please stand and be recognized. Jania Carpentier, Daria Davis Fleming, Mr. Mays Dias, Benny Elias, Eric James, and Melissa Pognon, Esther Vilmont. From the class of 2021, we'd like to honor the following students. Please stand and be recognized. Pearl Mono McCarthy. Where is Dr. McCarthy? All right. Grace Mungai. Brian Nujron. Mary Opie. And Kevin Scott Santa. Congratulations to our award recipients and to the classes of 2020 and 2021. There is an awards table set up. You'll be able to pick up your awards. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Good afternoon. You are so beautiful, all of you. This is one of our favorite days of the year, you all know that. And we're so happy we could be with you face to face today. So I'm Peggy Dias. I'm the campus lead for the Dell Changing the Face of Tech initiative. Yeah. UMass Dartmouth was one of only 4 colleges around the country chosen to help Dell diversify its workforce. Isabel, you want to talk about breaking the glass ceiling? We're doing that at Dell. Dell has hired 34 UMass Dartmouth students since 2018. Our team of career services, led by Amelia Albon this last year, the Frederick Douglass Unity House and Dr. Laisel Hall, and IT, Diane Gomes and me, and our veteran students like Miles Dias, who's a UMass D hire already. We work hard to identify high potential students. We advocate for them, work with them, and they go to Dell and show up and show out. UMass Dartmouth class of 2020, you sent 4 of you to Dell in a pandemic. Even a pandemic didn't stop us. Class of 2020, please rise as I call your name and be recognized. Amy Boateng. Marcia Carvalho. Samto Noah Gajli. And Jayliano Ateka. Thank you, class of 2020. Thank you. Class of 2021, you were not left out either. You sent 10 students to Dell this year in a remote environment. Please stand as I call your name. Oluwafemi and Akindo. Giovanna da Silveira. Michelle Johnson Lewis, Linford Harris Jr., Melanie Luperon, she's online, Elio Mares, Abdul Najet, Esther Vilmont, Tanya Lewis, and Kachi Wakachi. Congratulations, class of 2020 and 21. Continue to make UMass Dartmouth proud. Continue to remind Dell what everybody here already knows. If you give UMass Dartmouth students a chance, they will show up and they will show out. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Camille Viveris and I work at the Labor Education Center. I have the privilege of working with many wonderful students that are passionate about social and racial justice. And we're going to recognize one of our students created a virtual commemoration for workers who passed away due to COVID-19, and also created a video that highlighted labor action in support of racial justice. So it's really an honor for the Labor Ed Center to work with the Frederick Douglass Unity House and many students here today, and we wanted to acknowledge Trixie Bernard for all her work for racial justice and social justice.
Hey everyone, my name is Monica Faria. I work at the Star Center here at the university. The Star Center would like to present the North Star Award. The North Star is a guide, it glows, it represents inspiration and hope. And for us at the Star Center, it represents continuing on one's academic path towards a destination, overcoming obstacles, developing perseverance, determination, realizing that you're not on this journey alone, that many people are alongside you and are coming up after you, and doing what is possible, not only to make your journey successful, but making it successful for others. This is done by truth-telling, mentoring, and advocacy. For the class of 2020, this is presented to Michelle Barnes, whose support for her fellow students is game-changing and whose truth-telling was motivational. Michelle is watching live stream, and I want to add that Dr. Fisher, one of her professors, describes you as a brilliant young Black woman with tremendous potential in her future, with one of the brightest, quickest, and sharpest minds of any undergraduate that he has worked with for over the last decade. Keep shining, Michelle. For the class of 2021, you all have been witness to change and hope, and you have been the North Star to so many, to your peers and to your family. Congratulations to you all. May this determination that you have fostered serve you as you seek your life's purposes. You all deserve this award. Thank you.
Congratulations, UMass Dartmouth ALANA graduates of 2020 and 2021. My name is Deirdre Healy. I work at the Ladue Center for Civic Engagement, and I am absolutely delighted to be here today to honor you and your families for all your hard work and determination. We would like to recognize and thank the following students for their significant contributions to our community through civic engagement. Please stand when you hear your name. You've heard this name a couple of times today, Elaine Sanchez. Elaine has served in our office this year as a full-time AmeriCorps member. Thank you, Elaine. Your service is appreciated and will have a lasting impact. Valerie, Leo, and Marta Piletes Hercules have served as pilot members with our new Jumpstart program that matches college students with preschoolers to increase literacy. A remarkable achievement during this difficult year. Thank you, Valerie and Marta. The fall of 2020 saw many young people engaged in new ways in our general election. Isabella Joseph and Brian Newgong served as vote captains to help get out the youth vote and voice on our campus. Well done. The following students have served as inspiration to UMass Dartmouth students as well as our office as Ladue leaders. Brian Newgong, Mary Opie, and Josue Rivera Valdez. Now, many of us know the power of mentoring. We'd like to recognize the following students who have served as bigs for the past 4 years, including this past year virtually, with our UMass Dartmouth Big Brother, Big Sister program. Lydia Arwagi, Jason Lopez, Ryan Newgong, and Alyssa R. Now finally, I'm going to ask that all students that have served as tutors and mentors with our America Reads program and as tour guides with our College Positive program that brings 7th graders on campus to plant the seeds of college as a potential for all. Please stand and be recognized. community is stronger because of your service. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to offer my congratulations to the class of 2020 and 2021. My name is Devin Lynch. I'm the rector of the Black Studies program here at UMass Dartmouth. It's a minor, and the minor requires a student to take an additional 18 credits to add to their major. And we have students who have completed the minor here from the class of 2020 and the class of 2021. I'll call the names of those who are present and ask you to stand to be acknowledged. Class of 2020, and Melissa Pagna. Lindsay Alcindor. And Larry Orton. Thank you. Class of 2021, Pearl Lou McCarthy. Mary Opie. And Anika Ebeli. Thank you and congratulations. Please collect your certificates at the awards table before you leave.
In 1991, Professors Gloria Wade and John Bush introduced the African and African American Studies program at UMass Dartmouth as an academic minor. This award was established to recognize a student for both academic excellence in the Black Studies program and personal commitment to the ALANA population on the UMass Dartmouth campus. The recipients of this award should have maintained a 3.0 minimum GPA in the Black Studies program and should have been actively involved in the Frederick Douglass Unity House. The recipient for the class of 2020 is Kianya Burke. And the recipient for the class of 2021 is Pearl Dorothy Amunu McCarthy. Now I have a musical selection by Shower Shelter.
in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the sky, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a new home. Across the river, and I hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on early in the morning, for the sun begins to shine. We're gonna start moving towards our separating line. I'm waiting for what you want. You know I got it made up mine, and I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. And it's just the fact that they got until they die. So I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Across the river, I hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on moving on. What's Maybe 'cause I'm alone, and I just wanna feel. But Lord knows I try. For the stars will come the sky. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new world. River, I hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on moving on. Stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new world. Across the river, and I hear freedom calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. I know to prepare a place for you. I know to prepare a place for you. I know to prepare a place for you. I go to prepare a place for you.
Good afternoon. My name is Professor Saleh Hanna, and I am Chairperson of Crime and Justice Studies. I am here today to tell you about the Kente cloth and the trading blankets that are being given today as gifts. Consider this your last lecture before you're done. So obviously, starting with deep congratulations and sending so much love to the class of 2020 and the class of 2021. Not only have you completed your degrees, you have done so while navigating a pandemic, while surviving a pandemic, and while upholding and participating in the largest social movement that this country has ever seen. Black Lives Matter? Yes. As we stand on these beautiful grounds celebrating today, let us never forget that these are Wampanoag lands and that stolen Africans were brought here to work these stolen lands. And not just in the south of the United States, but also throughout Europe and right here in New England and upon stolen lands throughout the entire Western Hemisphere and parts of Asia. These are the histories that shape a world in which Black, Indigenous, and colonized lives are exploited. But in spite of these 500-year-old barriers and systems that stop life and prosperity, here we are, ALANA graduation. Let us take this time to celebrate and reflect upon the many obstacles you have had to overcome, and also the many histories of resistance and freedom struggles that have paved the path that brought us here. Welcome to ALANA's Draping Ceremony. Today we are honored to offer you woven gifts of cloth. The Kente cloth, for those whose ancestry is rooted in Africa and those who are here as comrades and allies, and the trade blanket, for those whose ancestry is rooted right here on Turtle Island. We offer these cloths to you to honor you for your accomplishments, but also to show our gratitude for the many contributions you have made to UMass Dartmouth and our campus communities. Graduation is such a brief and precarious time. It is a time of celebration, but also a time of great uncertainty. It is above all a time of transition. You are positioned at the end of your degree and the beginning of the rest of your lives. So graduation is very much like that blank page you find in books in between chapters. These cloths bring life and color and joy to that blank page. The Kente cloth and the trade blanket allow you to honor your ancestors and to carry the histories that they lived with you as you walk through and towards commencement. The Kente cloth is an art form created almost 400 years ago by brothers and farmers in the lands of the Ashantis in Ghana. The Kente is unique because it is not just a cloth, it is a carrier of stories and proverbs that hold wisdom woven into the fabric through symbols and colors that carry and keep alive the powerful teachings and blessings of West African civilizations. The Kente cloth, chosen for our graduates today, carries several of these teachings and blessings. The first message woven into your cloth resides in the artwork, the emblem of the crossed crocodiles. Woven into your Kente are two crocodiles crossing each other with their stomachs overlapping and becoming one in the center. One crocodile is named democracy, and the second is named unity. The crossed crocodiles represent the ancient and universal truths that declare true democracy cannot exist without authentic unity. The literal translation of this legend reads, "Two-headed crocodiles fight over food that goes to a common stomach because each relishes the food in its throat." This proverb teaches that when you share a stomach, you cannot afford to fight over food. This proverb reminds us that democracy and unity emerge from the same life source. One cannot thrive without the other, and one cannot die without the other. The legend of the crossed crocodiles emphasizes the importance of protecting your individuality in relation to one's membership in society. The past year has been a global lesson in this fact. Never before in living memory have we had to come face to face with the unchallenged facts of our interconnectivities. The very air that we all need to breathe is connected and shared across space, across national borders, and across prison walls. Contrary to what we are taught within Western society, the common good is not in competition with individual rights. The two exist in harmony, or they die together, because the common good is comprised of the individuals within. They overlap in the same way that the crocodiles do at the center. The colors in your cloth are also significant. Black brings forth a strong healing power defined by the spirits of the ancestors who fought back and struggled to survive in a million small and large ways. Their freedom struggles are the reason we can be here today celebrating your graduation. Black also signifies the mystery and secrecy of initiation and purification ceremonies that are the lifeblood of our belief systems. As you engage in graduation's rite of passage, transitioning from one life chapter into the next, never forget that you are part of a larger world that needs you to purify and rebuild that which colonization has poisoned and destroyed. Green represents growth, both spiritual and physical. It relates directly to the land, which is the core of our sustenance, through its harvest, vegetation, and crops. The green in your cloth is our wish for you to stand tall and go forth with strength and good health. Maroon is the color of healing and represents Mother Earth. It is the color of protection and is here as a shield from the evil eyes of contempt and jealousy that live within the souls of this system that has lied about you and your potentials and your contributions. Maroon in your Kente protects you from all of that. Gold represents wealth, abundance, and spiritual purity, and adds to them the attributes of beauty and preciousness. You are all beautiful, and your lives matter. Just like that of the rising sun or the golden yolk of an egg, the yellow in Kente symbolizes all things holy, blessed, and precious. These are the teachings and symbols of your Kente cloth. We are also here today to honor and hold the history of Native American trade blankets. As I have learned from Ashley Ricks, trade blankets have been an integral part of Southwestern Native American cultures for a very long time. Originating about 500 years ago, these blankets, woven from wool, were highly coveted and were used in trades or as gifts and in rituals of honor and respect. Today, trade blankets are woven wool blankets with geometric patterns that mirror the traditional designs of Southwestern Native American nations and communities. They're used for clothing, bedding, warmth, ceremonial dances, and gifts on important occasions, such as graduations and retirements. In particular, Pendleton trade blankets are the most prestigious. 7 U.S. presidents and many first ladies have been gifted Pendleton blankets by Native tribes over the years, with the most recent being the Obamas. Right. In the Hopi tribe, receiving a trade blanket is one of the most precious gifts one could give or receive. Ashley, who is receiving her blanket today, holds childhood memories of being wrapped up in the warmth of a trade blanket before dawn and walking in the early morning cold to the plaza to see the Kachinas. And later in life, Ashley wrapped up her own little sisters and carried them down into kivas and underground taverns to pray and perform dances. Trade blankets are not only synonymous with Hopi history, but are still used in daily life and prayer. The stole being presented today is made from a portion of a Pendleton wool blanket. This wool blanket represents the traditional blankets that were historically woven by the people in her home state. Woven into her stole are the colors of her people, the Hopi Nation: black, red, white, and green. Also represented is her sun clan, comprised of the colors of the rising and setting sun. What a powerful reflection these symbols and lessons offer us today. The setting sun as you wrap up this chapter in your lives, and the inevitable rising sun as you face your next journeys. These teachings collectively bring into focus the ebbs and flows of life. These are the histories and memories and ancestral blessings that have been woven into the cloths that you are about to receive. Congratulations 2020, congratulations 2021. It is my understanding that you will now be called up individually. There will be people standing at the mics. I have been asked to please remind everybody not to congregate for photographs. Once you get your stoles individually on stage and you sit down, I will come back to this microphone. We will have a draping ceremony with your volunteers or loved ones, putting it around your shoulders. So please bear with us. I know it's hot, but we are almost done. But your names will be called, you will be up here, and I will do one more thing before we wrap up. Congratulations.
Will the class of 20 please stand? Ushers, class of 20, you will walk back toward the main landing and get in line. You'll walk back with your name card in the main landing. If I could have some soft music playing in the background.
Emily Mari Rodriguez. Dominique Edna Robert. Leah Patrice Jackson. Sarah Shelton. Megan Allison McIntosh. Tanya Raquel Lewis. Larry Orr. Kripa Thapa. Mari Ann Kamba. Idadli Joseph. Iarina Ramos. Natalie Pierre Louis. Okay. Stephanie Jane Galman. Theodora Badiat.
Lissa Sandon. Rose Marcia Simplice. Eileen O'Connor Hayes. Jovalie Alvarez Lara. Nina McGuinn. Melanie Cardosa Barrows. Kendra Marie Rando. Keesley Sermia. Genoa Daly. Wilkernita Julian. Deshaka Medina Sierra. Lady Jasper Sanchez. Amubel Molina Reyes. Stephen Patrick Felix. Harry Vertus. Jania Charpentier. Mara Delphon. Delula Sophia. Jeliana Marie Ortega.
Perez. Amando Cafu. Elaine Sanchez. Lindsay Ansildor. ALANA. Kayla Gomes. And Melissa Pugman. Amy Botan. Lillian Kamara Trimmer. Sulua, Oladuni, Olatusoni, Olatusin Johnson. David Wandieri. Apioje. Oh, sorry. Catherine Apioje Apioje. Shari Pike. Wilhelmine Dennis. Natasha Siku. David Andros Cardenas. Farasi Maksud. Junie Barber. Malvani Kumur. Janae Robinson. Elena Gramassa. Ike Missouri. Katie Farm. Charlemagne Arutmi. Namondai Zorik Bato. Mashad Amri.
Wonderful. So you got a chance to see how it's done. All right, again, friendly reminder, 2020, do not put the stole on. You are passing that to the person that's gonna grade you. Class of 2021, please stand up. Class of 2021. You will make your way to the landing. Ushers, help them make their way to the landing. Anna Collins. Yao Rosu Tempa Kuma. Evan Kima. Mika Uriel Orazki. Ayaba Reed. Amna Atif. Nancy Danielle Yvonne. Kirby Dugan. Patrick Gregory Jr. Thompson and Victor. Aaron Collins. Tiana Dooley. Tatiana Dos Santos. Carlene Mate. Wabana Akidam Bani. Waya Kalamba. Kezia Pereira.
Ashley Colette Street. Shalina Alsagassi Diaz. Dr. Silva Martin. Onyeka Ebile. Abdurrahman Naijete. Chauncey Williams. Linford Harris, Jr. Jasmine Kelly. Azieli Cifuentes. Ashley Taylor Ritt. Dedalia Lopez. Liz Anasakis. Alison Gowes. Cashel Johnson Lewis. Selena Royal. Adedoye Akalawan. Gabriel Asabrike. Robert Hamilton. Grace Mungai. Pearl C. Amunu McCarthy. Erie Opie. Felice Gomes. Bethlehem Lance. Alexis Green. Lucilia Gonzalez. Ishani Johnson. Alexandra Napoleon. Jennifer Osapo. Isabel Joseph. Camille Ann Easton. Ashley Francis. Pedro Raymond. Phyllis Harris. Lily Kenmo. Robert Ramontoya. After 2021.
Okay, can you shoot me an email when it's uploaded? I don't Can you send him an email like prior to that and just be like if you're available? Because I don't know that process. Because we definitely need to get this up because people are asking questions. So yeah, just let me know.
After 13 years of service at the university and more than 30 years of service in higher ed, Cynthia Cummings retired in the middle of COVID. Those of us in the field understand the struggle you have to endure as a person of color to be able to support and advocate for students. We know that your role in supporting BIPOC students and GLBTQ+ students has not been easy. When many would like you to choose from your intersectional identities, you remain steadfast. And in this way, showing us that you can be multiple things at once. You can choose. That is the essence of liberation. The same way you experience multiple oppressions at once. In many ways, your life has been the epitome of intersectionality, a word that we often use but miss its meaning. A word that we have used to dilute claims rather than enhance them. Your life has not been easy, but it has been real. And so it is with great pleasure that I present this mark of honor and accomplishment
that I was going to be recognized in this way. I do want to acknowledge that the struggle has been intense. There have been good times and bad times. Being a Black lesbian on a predominantly white campus has come with both its challenges and its benefits. But today doesn't really belong to me, and it really is not about me. It is about you, the graduates who have overcome your own challenges, who have struggled with your own ways of creating your identities and creating yourselves. And I wish to honor all of you and wish you the best of everything that life has to offer as you set forth on your new paths. So thank you all very much, and the best of everything.
Okay. Congratulations again. That word gets redundant, but you just have to say it because this is such a day. Congratulations. I do want to say that as a professor on this campus, I've been here since 2006, and I can't count the number of times that I have seen Cynthia Cummings stand up for students and do what they need to get done behind closed doors. And so I am so honored that you are here, Cynthia, and that this graduation is also a chance to celebrate your retirement, like the rising and the setting sun. So thank you for being here. And I love you. We love you. So this is your draping ceremony. I'm going to ask you to bear with me till we figure out the logistics of community. I would like the graduates of the 2020 class to please stand up. And the graduates of 2021 to please stand up. I know that many of you are here today with loved ones, and some of you are here today with UMass Dartmouth volunteers and representatives who will drape. Is there anybody in this beautiful auditorium who is not yet paired with a volunteer for draping? Just put your hand up and I'll see you. Okay, so everybody has a person who is holding their cloth, such significant and powerful pieces of art. Could the loved ones and volunteers please stand up and hold the cloth in your hands? You will take the cloth, you will drape it across our graduates' shoulders, and you will lay it across the front of their chest to cover and protect their hearts. You can do that now. Congratulations, classes of 20 and 2021. Connected forever, these two classes. Go forth with your kente and trade blankets around your shoulders and draped near your hearts. Carry them with your strength and pride and revel in the wisdom and blessings that they provide. Happy graduation.
I want to thank Dr. Saleh for making this program so meaningful and the way it ought to be. They say that it takes a village, And in the context of our community and the Frederick Douglass Unity House, it does indeed. So I want to thank the faculty, staff, and administrators here with us today, and the graduates and family, and all those who have supported students in their journey, especially through this difficult COVID period. They often come out. You know who you are and how you supported students both openly and behind the scenes. Today I want to thank Peggy Diaz, Assistant Vice Chancellor Carol Spencer Montiel, Diane Gomes, Dr. Ricardo Rosa, David Gomes, Dr. Vivian Salahana, Dr. Kelly Pratt, Deputy Chancellor Mike Preble, and the entire team in the Division of Student Affairs, and the Star Center, Monica Godino and Women Grace. A very special thank you, and you know, Donna and Dr. Hall deserve their name. A few announcements before we conclude. We have a small reception by the Campanile up the stairs to your left. And the awards that you've been nominated, that you've received, can also be picked up near the reception. I ask all the graduates, family, and friends to please remain where you are while the platform party leaves the amphitheater. Once the stage party has left, I ask the ushers to assist in leading the class of 2020 and 2021 separately. We ask that the class of 2021 and their families and friends exit first, followed by we ask that the class of 2020 and their families exit first, followed by the class of 2021. Please follow the directions of the ushers in order to exit orders. As soon as you are escorted out of the amphitheater, the ushers will lead you where the photographer is for a class group picture. We really want to make sure that we have a class picture, so please follow the ushers where the photographers are. Again, congratulations. Ladies Kente, you have been honored. We help you remember that you have the power to change the world. So may your step be light, but leave footprints for others to follow. May your words be meaningful and empowering. And may your impact transform our community and our world for the better. Thank you very much.